What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 392 for the week of June 1st, 2020. Fat! That's how this week's episode is. Fighting for second. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire. This week I'm joined by the man dealing with the Texas heat, Will, aka I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you doing on this Monday evening?
For once, I'm gonna take your first line. I'm tired.
Yeah, dude.
Worn out.
Hell yeah.
But I'm doing good, man. Did some yard work today. Ran some errands. It's hot. Slowly getting used to it, but it's still freaking hot. But yeah, how are you?
I'm tired. I'm doing well. But yeah, there was a lot of anticipation for today. And really because we'll talk about it, but Worlds tickets are officially on sale now. So Will and I were fucking frantically at the ready to go for those. And then this is just something stupid, but the Switch 2 releases this week, or I should say should release this week, with pre-orders and whatnot if they get shipped on time, blah, 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 blah. But D-Brand has their the Kill Switch 2 case that you could do a $3 reservation for, and pre-orders officially went live for them as of this morning as well. So I was I was up till kind of 1, 2 a.m. last night, but they weren't live at the time. So I waited till this morning. I get online after I wake up and I see that they're available and I'm like, fuck. But if you did reserve one ahead of time and you got your order in today, you would get them within the first wave of June. So I should have it before the end of the month. But again, just a personal dumb thing, but I'm really looking forward to that case. I have the same case for my Steam Deck and I love it. So I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But yeah, and then I have a little bone to pick with an organization out there, Will.
Ooh.
Yeah, and not a good one. A good organization, not something nice I'm going to say, but we'll get to that in a second. So, Will, do you want to know what's coming up on this week's episode of the show?
What do we have?
The LVT Pro League gets an update, and then Rostermania never changes because of fucking course. It never changes. Oh shit! I just got a text from Natana. Will, so to give folks an update here, Will was in a massive storm last episode, as a matter of fact, and Will, we're talking about how it's storming where I'm at right now, and Natana just texted me and said her parents lost power in their city, and apparently half of that city is out of power right now. So
you might be the one having power issues this
maybe
week.
I do want to say that we don't utilize the same power company the same energy company that they do. So we'll find out. They're on Excel and we are not. So we'll see what happens there. And we are in separate cities, but well, you never know.
You guys are close enough where,
things could happen,
Yes.
Things could happen. All right. Well, let's get into some competitive news. First up, HCS SLC. Well, actually, what the fuck am I doing? Hold up. Thonky with the, is that 19-month resub? You get a woo! Ashley with the 26-month resub. I can't fucking read. You get a woo! And Diplore, thank you for continuing your fucking sub from the primer. You also get a woo! Greatly appreciated. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great fucking night. We do have a lot to talk about today. We do got what? I got your text. Yeah. It was my wife knocking on the door to tell me about the text that she sent me that I just talked to you guys about on the show. All right. So thank you all for the subs and the resubs and all that fun stuff. And thank you all for being here tonight. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. So no more dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Let's get the fuck into it. First up. HCS SLC and Halo World Championship tickets are on sale now. Links are in the Google Doc of the show to the show, ! Show notes in the chat, and it should be working, unlike last week where it decided to fuck off. Tyler with the fucking 7-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciated, Tyler. Oh, Deadlaw, you give me life, my friend. Okay. Here is where the not so nice thing I want to say is, Will.
Ooh.
So we are fans of Space Station, the organization, and everything that they've done and they continue to do for the scene at large, obviously. One of the biggest complaints that we've been seeing around the league right now is like, where the fuck is the phase date? Right? Like, where the fuck's the phase date? Why hasn't that been announced? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm with you. I'm with everybody on the same thing. Like, we all fucking want it to be announced. We want tickets to be available. People can plan travel, blah, blah, blah. All that fun stuff. The thing that kills me about this is there was a lot of discussion around where are the SLC tickets? Where are the SLC tickets? When are the SLC tickets going to go live? Blah, blah, because we've had the date and the location kind of locked for a while now, right? And so I believe it was 2 days ago, or was it Friday? Actually, I think it was Friday. The Space Station account tweets out that stop asking me about SLC tickets. They'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow being Saturday, right? No time was given. No time whatsoever was given in that tweet. There were no updates, nothing. It was basically good luck. So as a father, as somebody who has other things that need to be done, whether it be errands, stuff around the house, whatever it is, and you really want to make sure you secure a ticket to go to the event, it's really difficult and annoying when no official time is given to be prepared. So, Will, I texted you,
yeah, and
I texted Snag as well, that like I was literally sitting there for hours. I started around 11 a.m. Central because I'm thinking to myself, if anything, these are probably going to go live at noon Central. You know,
that was my thought process.
Yeah,
too, around noon, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So I'm there at 11. I'm refreshing, nothing, refreshing, nothing. And hours go by. And it literally wasn't until like 1:45 p.m. Central that or maybe it was 1:43, either way, that they finally went live. I was able to get the purchase in. I posted on the socials, on Reddit and everything, so people understand that like, hey, these things are available now, even though they haven't fucking tweeted out yet. And they tweeted it out at 2 p.m. Central. So obviously I think it was probably noon their time. But either way, it's just the fact that no official time was given, and they never posted the site that they'd be available at until the tweet comes out saying that, oh, they're finally available. It's very, very frustrating. Like half of my afternoon was frankly wasted trying to wait for those tickets because sure, they're not sold out. Like even right now, VIP is not sold out. I think they said they have like 30 left right now for VIP, literally as of the show, maybe a little less than that now. But it's that feeling, it's that FOMO, right? I wanted to make sure I was there right away when they go live so I can secure them for us and make sure that we're locked in, ready to go. We have the Airbnbs locked in, flights are there, and, you know, we just need the tickets for the event. So, again, it's just very fucking frustrating when, as a father and as somebody who has other shit to deal with, like, when I'm wasting half my afternoon sitting there refreshing a page because I would just want to ensure that we get tickets to the event. It's really fucking annoying. So, to Space Station, to any organization out there that is going to be selling tickets, can you, like, come on, do better than that. Have all the ducks in a row. I don't care if you don't post the site ahead of time, but like have everything else ready to go. Provide the time frame. And then when you go live, you put out the link, whatever, and we're good to go. It's just frustrating.
No, I get exactly where you're coming from, Josh. And, you know, as we saw with, well, what you'll talk about in a second with the World's tickets, it's that FOMO, right?
Yeah.
You want a VIP ticket? Maybe they go super quick because of how good of an event the Space Station event was last year, and then you miss out because you didn't know the time.
Exactly. The other thing I want to say is regarding, so again, to put like the bow on that part, like we have massive appreciation for Space Station overall, right? But at the same time, hopefully this gives people an understanding of like, we don't shill for fucking anybody. Like if you fuck up or if you do something stupid or do something that we think is wrong, we're going to call you out on it. We hope you do better in the future. It's literally as simple as that. And then Tyler also adds, Josh, they also never did that jersey giveaway I asked you about from Arlington. And if that still holds true, Tyler, that's fucking stupid too, and they need to fix that shit as well. Tyler, if you don't mind me asking, have you DM'd them at all? Anybody from their team? Because if you have, I mean, I assume you probably have, but like if you haven't, do that too. Just make sure like you're getting all the points of communication out there. Billets, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. Or is it Billets? Oh, Tyler, that's shitty. I'll bring it up to him in SLC. I'll gladly. But now in terms of the World's tickets, they said that, okay, so they come out right out the gate. They come out the gate hot. And they're like, hey, here's a blog post on Waypoint. We're going to have 200 VIP tickets available. GA is going to be this price. VIP is going to be this price. There's going to be a month-long promotion for GA tickets where they're 20% off, plus an extra 10% if you use the code for like your favorite partnered org, whatever it may be, right? That's great. And they're going to go live at noon Central, 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central. Love it. We're locked in, ready to go. So we knew that they were going to be available via Eventbrite because it was already stated that way. But Will, I'm not going to lie to you. From when I woke up this morning, I was looking at Eventbrite trying to find the event page just in case, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have the Eventbrite link ready, or live, I should say, until less than an hour before the tickets went live. Which, if it all works out, it's all fine. Like, I'm not blaming them for this. I don't care. Again, it was just to be prepared. That's it. It was just to be prepared.
Sure.
And this isn't necessarily HCS's fault, but I am going to blame Eventbrite for this. So tickets went live, Will, at noon Central. I secured ours. We're good to go, right? Use the quote unquote company PayPal to take care of that. And PayPal there's a reason why I'm calling that out, because it's very important regarding PayPal specifically.
Okay.
Justin, goalie sniper, I text him, be like, hey, tickets available at this time. Here's the link. Go. He tries buying them. He tries buying his via PayPal, and the PayPal goes through, but the order on Eventbrite does not. So now he right now is in a debacle between all like the two parties. Because I was telling him, like, this isn't really an HCS issue. This is definitely an Eventbrite issue. Because they are the ones hosting these tickets. They're the third party seller in this regard. They are the ones that are going to be responsible for this.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, hey, reach out to HCS folks over there, see if you can get a contact and maybe go from there. So he's been doing that. And hopefully that all gets resolved. So I went in because we want to make sure that Justin's able to go, obviously. So I purchased an additional ticket for him. And I attempted to use PayPal. And it said that it wasn't available. So I genuinely believe that Eventbrite was then, like, we got through fine. But at some point after that, Will, I'm like, there must be a problem with PayPal and Eventbrite. Now, I don't know if that's still currently the way, like if that's still currently the case, but just a heads up for folks out there. Just a heads up for folks out there. If you attempt to use PayPal, it may not work. We got through fine. John says he got through fine with it. But again, sometime after, shit got fucky. So there you go. Fine guy with the 9-month resub. You get a woo! Thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciated. Welcome back. Devilish says VIP for Worlds was so unorganized last year. Hopefully they fix the issues. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thanks a lot, Eventbrite. Will, anything you want to mention in terms of tickets before we move on?
No, I'm just on the same page as the space station stuff. Wish it would have been out there. And hopefully everybody who wanted to get their tickets, I mean, Goalie Sniper's obviously going through his thing, but hopefully everyone got in and got what they wanted for SLC and Worlds, and hope to see you guys there.
That's right. And yes, Diplore, as you stated, VIP is officially sold out as well for Worlds. SLC, there are still some available for VIP. And frankly, I think the VIP for SLC is probably going to be the better deal than VIP for Worlds anyway.
I would agree.
The swag bag you got alone, the swag bag alone from SLC blew the fucking doors off what Worlds gave. And that's just one aspect, right? That's literally just one aspect. So if it's any indication, now it may not be the same thing, but if it's any indication of what SLC was last year, then that is definitely the one that is going to be more worth it monetarily, is what I would say. That is what I would say. Hell yeah, Smiley. We'll see you there. All right, next up. It is Pride Month, by the way. Happy Pride. And speaking of which, Halo Pride 2v2 draft tournament has been announced by Lady Mando, calling all LGBTQIA plus Spartans and allies. Join the Halo Pride 2v2 draft tourney to fundraise for Rainbow Railroad. On June 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, you can sign up in the Halo Pride Community Discord and DM Lady Mando for more information. So if you wanted to get a little bit tourney in there, go for it. Please do. And again, happy Pride to everybody that's celebrating. Next up, I think Shio started a revolution. Will.
with these rec leagues?
Yes, I think Shio started a revolution. Because yes, yet another recreational Halo league is popping up, and it is none other than the Boomer Recreational League. It has been announced by Mashland, and this is the information for it. Welcome to the Halo Boomer Recreational League. We'll make the rules short and sweet, as we all know we boomers do not like to read instructions. Now, I think that's just pro players. I don't think they like to read instructions, but that's besides the point. This league is for the community of Halo players who have now obtained boomer status 30 plus years old. Also, Tyler, if Tyler's still in the chat, he's a free agent looking for folks for the league. The league will be purely recreational and will consist of an 8 to 16 team league, depending on how many teams we have signed up for this season. Teams will play a double round robin format, culminating in a double elimination tournament hosted at the end of the season. Each week, teams will play one best of 7. Once the signups have completed, the schedule will be released. Signups will conclude on June 9th, 2020. The winning team will earn the prestigious Boomer Trophy, championship jerseys, and a cash purse. That's amazing prizes. Holy moly. All other teams will receive random boom gifts for participating in the league. MVP of the league will be awarded by vote of the teams. It is not based on performance or placing in the league, but overall contributions to the player to the notoriety of the league. HCS rules will serve as the basis of the league. The word league is used a lot in this press release. And this is from Cardinal Redbird, the Halo Recreational League Commissioner, and Mashland, the head of league operations. Additionally, teams will consist of 4 players and a coach. The only requirement is that all members of the team are 30 plus years of age and no more than 1 professional player per team. Professional is considered any player who is on a partnered HCS team or qualifies in their region for HCS funding in any capacity. Each week, all teams will play one best of 7 match against another team until all teams have played each other twice. Double round robin. The schedule will be released at the close of registration on June 15th, 2020. Teams will be allowed to name their own team. Team names will need to consist of a city of choice anywhere in the world and an adjective or noun, or just a noun, animal, object. Example, the Nashville Firefoxes. All game days will have 2 time slots for teams to choose from. 7 p.m. Eastern Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Once teams have registered, we will ask what everyone prefers. All matches on game day can be played at the same time. One match from each block will be streamed and cast over. All players are encouraged to stream their matches, but are not required unless there are suspicions of cheating. At the end of the double round robin, there will be a double elimination tournament to crown the league champion. This will be a single day tournament, and all teams will be seeded according to their league record. Maps and game modes will be the same as the Halo Championship Series. League matches will be scheduled around holidays, HCS LAN events, and all Boomer Zoomer events. Please remember this is for fun, and all players are encouraged to have fun. Registration link is in the graphic that they provide. And finally, an update from Mashland. He says he appreciates the interest and support he's seen in the last 24 hours. I see a lot of free agent tweets. Our commissioner has authorized a free agent sign-up. I'll post the updated sheet every day till the sign-ups are done, and the coach slot will double as a sub spot. Thank you. Oh shit. A lot of giveaways that are not being fulfilled by way of SSG, which is not a good look. Okay. This might not be how they want it pronounced, but this is how I'm reading it. So I believe it's Khaleesi, but is it Khaleesi? Either way, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. I see it as Khaleesi, you know, Game of Thrones and all that fun stuff. It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, hopefully I didn't butcher the fuck out of that, which I probably did, but whatever.
Yeah, anybody having SSG giveaway issues, please make sure you're reaching out to them. To them, not us.
Yes.
To them.
And like I said, to Tyler and to others as well, like I will try to remember to bring it up to them at SLC as well when we see them in person. So. Will, you want to know what else I find funny? The whole time I was reading through that, it's a great announcement, by the way. Like, this is really cool. Really excited to see this league, like, in the mix as well. Again, purely recreational. Really liking that. Super cool. Shout out to MASH and shout out to Cardinal Redbird on getting this set up and everything. And then shout out to Shio for being a fucking just making
pioneer of Rec League.
Seriously. But the whole time I was reading through that, I just kept smiling and laughing internally because of what we're about to talk about with the LVT Halo Pro League as well. So, okay. So a lot of people have thoughts about this, Will. Clearly not all of the details were provided at the appropriate time. There's a lot of misunderstanding with what was happening. Information wasn't provided to players right away, but instead to coaches right away. And there's a lot going on here. Okay. So as we're going to get to in the topic of this show, because the topic is going to be discussing Rostermania stuff. When we get to the topic, there's going to be an explicit statement that we're not going to talk about the drama. So if you give a shit about any of that, then I'm sorry that this show isn't going to be for you. And that's fine. If you want to go read all the drama and all that shit, then go for it. I don't care. But that's not what we do. That's not what we're going to do. And the same kind of applies here because there was a lot of back and forth between APG, Tools, Brandon, who's Louis, Formal, and there's still conversations that are happening in DMs. As of right now, there's still conversations that are happening. And everything is still not finalized for the league as it stands right now, as of recording this show. But with that said, here are the LVT Halo Pro League details. This is by LVT. First and foremost was a tweet that went out. This tweet went out on May 28th. Okay? May 28th. So 4 days ago. 5 days ago? 5 days ago. Either way, whatever. And here is what that tweet says. Again, this is all subject to change, but here's what this is. Format, 8 teams, HCS North American region only. 3 monthly online splits. Weekly matches, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's already been basically changed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then a best of 7. Those are best of 7s. God, fucking formatting. And then a $50,000 LAN finale at the Shopify Rebellion HQ in California. Okay? So the basis of the league stays the same. Okay? The basis of the league stays the same. 8 North American region teams, 3 monthly online splits, weekly online competition, culminating in a $50K LAN at Shopify HQ in California. Okay, the basis for the league remains the same as of right now. How to qualify? The top 4 from DreamHack automatically qualify, or would automatically qualify. And then the next 2 would be from HCS Pro points post the decay. Okay, so the top 2 teams with the most points, most HCS points after the decay. And then 2 from a qualifying invitational, which is still to be scheduled, to be determined. The qualifying invitational was supposed to be on June 3rd, tomorrow. That's not happening at that time anymore. I'm just going to remove it. But it would be 4 invited teams and the next 4 teams via HCS Pro points, double elim, best of 5 winners and lower semis, best of 7 winner final for the 7th seed, best of 7 losers final for the 8th seed, and there will be no grand final. Okay? Online league play would have begun in 2 days. That's not happening either. Matches supposedly would begin around 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Every match would be streamed. Every series would be a best of 7. 3 weeks of play per split with 1 week off. 28 matches per split. Each team will play each other once per split. And teams must submit that date's going to be incorrect as well. So I'm just going to remove that too. We don't need to talk about Rostermania because all those dates are going to change. So I just removed that too. Tournament ops from the DSA group. Broadcasts will be on LVT Halo. And then the 50K LAN finale. Prize pool will be funded by Shopify. It'll be September 11th through the 14th, 2025. That might change as well. Shopify Rebellion HQ in LA. 6 teams would qualify. So not all 8 from the league, but 6 would qualify. Travel coverage for qualified teams will be paid for by Shopify. It'll be produced and casted by LVT. It'll be double elim, best of 7 for every series, and it would not be open to the general public. Additional updates. This is from Louis. He says, via the LVT. This is actually from his personal Twitter, I believe. Thank you, Sir Assassin. Thank you for being here. So additional updates. Clarification regarding the qualifying invitational. 4 teams will be invited, specifically the 4 teams with the most HCS points after the 6 auto-qualifying teams. Okay? So therefore, the teams that automatically qualified wouldn't need to fucking be there anyway, so they're not going to be there. Okay? The format will undergo an overhaul to ensure all pro teams will compete. Okay? Now, after a lot of the recent information has come out and a lot of the backlash that has been provided by the players and so on and so forth, and the miscommunications and the misunderstandings about everything going on, I take that to believe the format will undergo an overhaul to ensure that all pro teams, as in those that qualify for the league, would commit to playing in the league.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because they're not going to open this up for more teams.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because one of the biggest pieces of backlash was that there's too many matches. Why is it all best of 7? We don't have time for this. Why are we competing in this when we don't necessarily need to? This isn't sanctioned by the HCS, blah, blah, blah. So by changing the format to ensure that all pro teams will compete, I take, and I could be wrong, I take that as we want to change the format to align more with like what's best for both parties here to ensure that all the pro teams that would qualify for this will commit to playing in this.
Sure.
And again, I could very well be wrong. If Tools was here, he might be able to answer that question, but I don't see him in chat, so I don't think he's here. We will release a finalized schedule as soon as we can. Keep in mind that we want the league to grow. In an ideal world, players will be competing for a prize pool within each split or even each match. Please tune in and let's grab the attention of sponsors. Okay. Will, before we get into the overall thoughts here, because I obviously have some and I imagine you do as well, here is what the projected schedule would be. And this is the updated projected schedule as it currently shows right now on lvthalo.com. And again, this is all subject to change. Okay? This is all subject to change. This is not at all finalized whatsoever. But as of right now, at lvthalo.com, here is the projected schedule for the Pro League. In July of 2025, so no June whatsoever, it would start in July. It would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And there would be 2 matches each day. And I'm assuming, based off of how this looks, that the same team wouldn't be playing both matches. Okay? So there was a lot of confusion, at least from what it sounded like. And again, I don't have all the details here because there's been so much misunderstanding and miscommunication to this whole fucking debacle that I think so many people are lost into what's going on. But as of this projected schedule, the teams play once in that day. They're not playing multiple best of 7s in one day. They're not staying up till fucking 1 a.m. to complete a match or whatever for one best of 7. That's not happening. It'd be one match for that day. That's it. A singular best of 7 in that day. Okay? Continuing in August. Okay? So those are all the matches in July. The 16th, 17th, 18th, and the 23rd, 24th, 25th, Wednesday through Friday for 2 weeks. You only play once in that day. In August, the 13th, 14th, and 15th, which is again Wednesday through Friday. Then you have your open series that weekend. And then this is where things might get a little bit dicey. Monday through Friday, the 18th through the 22nd. 18th through 22nd, Monday through Friday. Again, only 2 matches per day. And the same team isn't playing both those matches. Okay? So you'd only be playing one best of 7 one day. One best of 7 for that day. You may play multiple days in a row, but you're only playing one best of 7 in a day. One. Okay? And then you would have your LAN in September. What's up, Frag Out? Welcome back. Good to see you. Will, I want your thoughts on the whole situation that we got going on, the projected schedule, the misunderstandings, the miscommunications, whatever thoughts you have on the whole situation, please let us know what you got.
Yeah. I think to start it off, I'll go with the communication portion, right?
Mm-hmm.
When this was announced at DreamHack, the date was super close. You're like, this is starting this fast. And then you find out that Not everybody knows about it. Maybe, like you said, the coaches knew, but not the players knew.
Supposedly, yes.
Yes, supposedly. This isn't HCS related. What's the saying? Don't put the cart before the horse, and that's what feels like happened here.
Yes.
Ducks should have been all in a row. Everybody should have been in agreement format. Everything should have been ironed out before this was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Love to see a pro league and matches and more content around Halo. Just wish it would have been ready to go in proper order when it was announced and released. Also, you talked about that week in August. I mean, these pro players, there was point degradation, so they might have to compete for points. So they might be playing their match on that Friday, go into the open, and then have to play again on Monday. I know one match a day, not a huge deal, but I'm also looking at maybe they had team scrims at that time or VOD review or whatever they had already set is now being time taken for this league where they didn't essentially know about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, communication, Josh, we talk about it all the time on this show.
Yes.
Proper communication, having things ready to go, like a ticket date and time.
nice reference there to earlier in the show. I appreciate that.
Just wish everything would have been in order and sent out concisely and not all this kind of backtracking, changing the format. That's where I'm at with it. Wish there would have been teams in agreement fully on this before it was announced.
Agreed. Now, I'm going to stand on business as well, is that I love the idea of the league. Like I said it when it was initially announced. I said it the show after that when we finally talked about it. I still stand by it. I love the idea of the league, and obviously I want the fucking league to happen because at the end of the day, as a spectator, and this is a take that I'm seeing a lot online too, as a spectator, we want to watch more competitive Halo taking place. And frankly, I truly believe that while yes, the unfortunate stance of this league is that it is alienating a lot of teams and a lot of organizations that maybe they're not in that top 8 conversation. Maybe they're not in North America. Like that sucks. Like that fucking sucks. Right.
Right.
But if I'm going to take it another way as well here is that, okay, on the one hand, and again, I think this is where a lot of my misunderstanding is coming into this as well. We know that teams scrim multiple days throughout the week against multiple different opponents, whatever it may be. And we know how long those series are, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, yes, this league is not sanctioned by the HCS. This is not an official league that is taking place. There are not points on the line. There are not dollar amounts that are being provided for each of these weeks, whatever it may be. And again, okay, how do I say this? Because I know that I don't want fucking Optic fanboys flaming me in the fucking, like, in comments and some shit like that. As a spectator, I look at it as an opportunity, frankly, to get better practice in because there's a 50K LAN at the end of it all. And you're only having to play a best of 7 instead of having to play a best of 14 or whatever the fuck the rotation is for a scrim. So you'd probably be less burnt out after a scrim. I mean, you'd probably be less burnt out after this versus a scrim. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand that this is not a contractual obligation. I get that. And like, if you're a professional player, you will have your reasons either to compete or not to compete. And I respect those decisions. That's fine. it's just, I just find it weird that Tyler says it's not one best of 7. No, what do you mean, Tyler? It's one per day. And you're not even playing each day of the week. It's 21 best of 7s throughout the entire league. It's not. Oh my God. Are you joking right now, Tyler? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. My point is, at the end of the day, I just want to see more Halo being played. That's obvious. And I would assume, and again, maybe this is me just wrong, but I would assume that this would lead to more higher level Halo gameplay being played because of the stakes that are at the stakes at the end of the 50K LAN. And the other thing that I want to add is for those teams that are not able to necessarily scrim the top teams consistently, but would still qualify for this league, if anything, this gives them potential better practice as well against those top teams more consistently week over week. And again, culminating in a 50K LAN at the end of the day.
Right. Now, I will say you related it to scrims. So a lot of these teams don't stream their scrims, right? They want to work on strats. They want to go through things, and they don't always want that publicized because they don't want other teams to see what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. So in a way, this doesn't strictly replace scrims. We might see teams just play this like matchmaking to try to win some money and not give their all in on the other side of that.
Yeah. And again, I can understand it. And I'm primarily talking from a spectator point of view, right? Because we're not the ones competing. We're not the ones under contract or anything like that. We're not the ones making the commitment to be present and compete within the league in and of itself. At the end of the day, we just want to watch it happen, and we want to see the competition get stronger at the end of the day. Sure. Jay says, go ahead, please.
Oh, in a way, I'm curious, Shopify and LVT cooked this up. I wonder if it was presented to the HCS to be involved, because these weekly matches for HCS points would have made those stakes, I think, viable. But then again, if you can't include every team for points, that becomes an issue as well.
Yeah. Jay says, I think it's asking too much for so little, plus it will not be a good replacement for scrims. Jay, I don't completely disagree with you. Just part of me in the back of my head just keeps thinking that, we know how, okay, yes, obviously, I mean, I say online doesn't matter because it's true, but a scrim being as long as it is and the amount of hours that you're pouring into that, depending upon what you get out of it, you know what I mean? Again, I know you're not getting paid for it. I know you're just working towards this 50K LAN at the end of it all. I understand that. But I look at one best of 7, maybe 2 a week for this league. And this is going to sound stupid too, but this would force an Optic to have to play FaZe or Shopify or SSG. This would force Shopify to have to play the other teams and sometimes, I don't think we've seen it necessarily happen this time because schedules have been booked out, but we know in the past, that sometimes teams dodge other teams when it comes to scrims anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And so having that be oh, you can't do that this time, fucker, but like I said, I don't think we've seen that this season. I think that was mainly a previous thing. Oh, there's the thunder. Tyler says mid-season is just going to be hard to get people excited while they're already in Rostermania every week and competing in majors. And I don't disagree with that either. And that's why I think the scheduling was such a bad decision originally, because if I were LVT and I was looking at that, and again, I'm excited for the league, but if I'm looking at that schedule, they had to have known that rosters were going to be fucking all over the place after DreamHack. Right?
You would think.
Yeah. And to schedule the league to start like basically a week or two after that LAN happens, it's like, this isn't going to end well. So it just feels so bad. And again, we're not going to talk about the drama aspect of it because there's no point to do so, but getting more of the context around everything, right, Will, where it does sound like the coaches were notified, but not necessarily the players. And that's rough. That's really fucking rough, because apparently what Lunchbox was saying, like he had told the Optic guys about the LAN, but maybe didn't know or maybe didn't have all the details about the league. So again, miscommunications, misunderstandings. And at the end of the day, it all starts and it all ends with LVT in this regard, where they need to be the ones that are buttoning things up. They need to be the ones that are providing proper communication and proper information ahead of time. And now we're so far removed from that obviously they're playing catch up and trying to figure everything out. And I don't blame them. Well, I do blame them. This is their fault. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what comes out of this. And from all the communications that have happened so far, the league is still a go for what we know. It's just what the format ends up being that we don't know yet. So yeah. Again, as a spectator, I liked it the Tuesday through Thursday. But that 1 week in August where it's Monday through Friday, that one's a little weird. I like the Tuesday through Thursday. Keep the Mondays and Fridays off. Allows further opportunities for scrims, allows further opportunities to get ready for open series that are going to be taking place if you need to compete in those for points. And then the Tuesday through Thursday still allows for that weekly, like you have a couple best of sevens per day to look forward to. And frankly, I understand. I think it was Formal was talking about. I think Lucid talked about it as well. I think ABG talked about it, where maybe like best of fives would be better. I still like the best of seven. Because I mean it is online, so the game is very fucky online. But regardless, like if we have a fucking 3-0 that happens, it's like, well, there's my content for the day. Yippee. It's just, I like the idea of a best of seven more. I think it provides more of an opportunity to see some of these teams on these maps and modes. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Sorry, I was rambling there.
Oh, all good.
Tyler says, go ahead.
With these teams, do you think best of sevens really would make that much of a difference over a best of five?
I just think from a spectator experience, that's all. That's really all it is for me personally, because I just I like the more variety. I like the more variety because we have so many map mode combinations in the competitive space, Will. And especially with the addition of Bomb, that, yeah, I just want to see more. And I think a best of seven, like Average Halo Guy says, it's literally one series per week, maybe two. Why not a best of seven? That's kind of what I'm getting at. But Will, like you said, if it interferes with other things that are like actually being beneficial for you within the HCS, then I understand not wanting to have the best of sevens or not wanting to do the league, whatever it may be. But again, from a spectator standpoint, I want the best of sevens. I really do. It's two series a day, and you're not even competing in both.
True. I'm thinking of other things too, like from a player's perspective here. the Optic guys, they do all the different Optic content. What if that was, normally scheduled on the Believe the Hype podcast, or the Optic podcast was scheduled on a Wednesday, normally at 5 p.m. to be recorded. Now Formal's got a match. There's a lot of other things going on. I mean, players have lives now that they may have been able to work around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they have another league on top of what they were doing before.
And I think Tyler makes a good point too. Says if they did this in the off season, it's a way to get more players involved after Worlds, and also a content bump when most players are off the grid, not streaming for a month or two after Worlds. Yeah, again, not wrong. And Will, you brought up a great point with the additional content that other players and organizations are doing, other commitments. And again, I think that's at the end of the day where communication takes place, right?
Yeah.
And that's where LVT really needs to pick the ball back up, because they dropped it very hard leading up to the announcement, and not having all the ducks in a row, and now like, I find it hilarious that never mind. Not gonna. I'll reserve that for later.
Okay.
But yeah. They need to pick up the ball that they dropped. They need to come out with very clear information, instruction. Just have as much buy-in as you possibly can get from the teams, because if you don't have the buy-in from the teams, then this shit's not happening.
Yeah, that's where you have to start for sure.
Yep. So hopefully they get all their shit figured out. Hopefully they get all their ducks in a row. And I keep saying it, but like at the end of the day, I just want to see more good competitive Halo being played. And I'm sorry, but if people like watching scrims, that's fine. Like, I'm glad you like watching scrims, but to me, it's not the same. It's just not the same. So that's where I'm at. Real quick, I have a couple shout outs here. Grent's Mind and Leak, thank you both for the follows. Greatly appreciated. And Smiley with the gifted sub to Justin. You get a woo! Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Oh, man. All right. We'll have to wait and see, Will.
That's all we can do now, right? See what the next iteration is that they come out with.
That's right. And hopefully, well, actually, no, I'm not even going to say hopefully. Just to end it, the last thing I'll say is like whatever they come out with next, Will, that's what needs to be the finalized. Like that's it. Like whatever announcement they come out with next needs to have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, the schedule complete, ready to go, full expectations laid out for everybody that is competing. The buy-in needs to be there for everybody that'd be able to compete. And that's it. That needs to be their next communication. If that is not their next comm, then we're just, it's more and more time being not wasted, but it's more and more time being lost.
Sure. And it create more, if it's not the final iteration, it's just going to create more confusion along the way.
Yep. There's less confidence that'll be taking place in the league. All right. I believe this is the final news story. Yes. Road to Halo World Championship 2025. This is for May. This is by the HCS. Tickets. We're excited to announce that tickets are on sale literally right now, as a matter of fact. VIP are currently sold out for Worlds, but $75 3-day GA tickets are available still. And actually, they're not 75. I think they're 60 because of the early bird special. And then you can get an additional 10% off by using a partnered team code. So there you go. Get it.
Get your early bird special.
Get it while it's hot. If you're already planning on attending Worlds, then don't wait. Like, just fucking buy your ticket now. You get a pretty sizable discount, and then you'll be locked in, ready to go. Let's talk about VIP here. VIP is for the super fans looking for a little extra. And I know there are a ton of you that fit into that category, but this year we're once again limiting the quantity to 200 people. As mentioned in last month's blog, we want to make sure we're delivering a great experience for those 200 people, and that's been the sweet spot for us in terms of quantity. The price is also remaining the same at $250. Here is what you get in VIP. Access to the event before general admission ticket holders. Will, I'm very curious if it's still going to be only Friday.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Because that is one of my biggest criticisms. Now, granted, it doesn't matter that much, but again, if you're trying to add incentives for getting VIP and it's $250, then having early entry on not just Friday would be pretty great. What's up, Mickwin? Welcome back, Austin. How you doing? A venue tour with opportunity to take a photo with the Halo World Championship trophy on the newly revamped main stage. Newly revamped, Will. A goodie bag chock full of awesome Halo stuff. Also, for those, there's been a lot of questions like, is VIP worth it, right? It's all subjective. It's all your opinion as to whether or not it's going to be worth it for you. But I will say this. Do I think $250 is worth it? No. I don't think $250 is worth it at all for VIP, for Worlds. I don't think it was worth it last year. I don't think it's worth it this year. That's personal. But I will say that a sizable chunk, like if you were to convert things into MSRP, a sizable chunk of that 250 goes into like one of the items in the VIP, in the goodie bag. So, for example, like I'll move briefly, but for example, the Yoroi statue, that I think that MSRP was like 75, whatever year we got that one included with VIP. There was the Nendoroid fucking Master Chief figure that I think was like 80 MSRP. That was in last year's VIP bag. So there is typically like one collector's item in the goodie bag that is around 70 to 80 MSRP. So you can take that for what you will, but just, again, take it for what you will. Exclusive VIP seating with a bar just for VIP ticket holders. For the record, you still have to pay for drinks. You don't get drinks for free, just as a heads up, folks. The other thing, Will, and you can attest to this as well, is that this is another instance of, is VIP worth it, right? If you want a dedicated spot to sit for VIP, then you bet your ass you need to be there immediately and sit your ass in a seat and not move for the whole day.
Yeah, there's there's 200 VIP tickets, and I'd say maybe 20 to 30 seats.
And God forbid they have a Lovesac sponsorship, because if they bring the fucking beanbag chairs in, then there's even less than that. So again, if you're looking for an exclusive spot to sit for the event, with a separate bar, then and you wanted to get a seat there, you need to be there immediately, and you need to plant your butt in a seat and not move for the whole day, because as soon as you do, it's going to be taken by somebody else. Okay? Access to side tournament registration before general admission. Access to the event merch before general admission. See? Now that, Will. That's
for you right there.
That's for me. That's for your boy. 10% off merch and apparel at the Xbox Gear Store. So again, this is 10% off for HCS merch, not for partnered organization merch. Okay, so you will not get 10% off SSG stuff. You will not get 10% off if Complexity has a booth, whoever, whatever. You won't get 10% off that. But the official HCS stuff, you will. Wait in shorter VIP lines for free play and other activities. A chance to win exclusive VIP giveaways. A chance to win a tour of Halo Studios. And finally, all attendees will receive an event poster and a drops card. And yippee, because that's every event anyway. And then where can you buy them? They're on Eventbrite right now. And we already talked about Eventbrite earlier. Community stage panels. Today, we're also talking more about the community stage, which is the place for non-esports entertainment at the event. Over the years, the community stage has really carved out its own vibe and energy, and we love that. From the cosplay contest to the dev panels to the playdates and more, community stage has become a very special part of the event, and we thank you for being part of it. So first and foremost, there will be a Halo 5 Guardians 10-year anniversary panel, Will. Are you going to attend this?
It's been a while since you've said Guardians on the show.
It's been a while. Are you going to attend this one, Will?
Maybe.
Will, it's your favorite game of all time.
It is not my favorite game of all time.
I'm just kidding. All right. In October, Halo 5 is turning 10 years old. Man, do you feel fucking old yet, Will?
A little bit.
Can you believe it? To celebrate this momentous occasion, is it momentous? We're bringing back some of the folks that worked on the game to share stories you've never heard before and relive memories from the development. You'll hear from Josh Holmes. Josh was the studio head of internal development during Halo 5's development at 343 and oversaw the entire game from start to finish. Y'all motherfuckers better be nice. I'll tell you that much right now. I hope, we already know that Mr. Nohoyo is not on the team anymore, but y'all motherfuckers better be nice to Josh, all right? Holy shit. I can see it now. Will.
Yep.
A lot of people not excited about Halo 5's development. I'll tell you that much right now. Josh, you're being brave. You're being ballsy. I appreciate it, and I hope people are not being mean.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Tim Longo. Tim was the creative director for Halo 5, overseeing all creative elements of the game, including design, narrative, missions, and everything in between. And then we have Nicholas Sparth Bouvier. I probably mispronounced that last name, but, I tried.
You got it.
Did I?
Yeah.
God, fucking go me, dude. Sparth was the art director on Halo 5 and led the team in bringing this vision to our screens in the beautiful way that it did. And I will say, Halo 5 was a good-looking game. I will say that. I know people thought it maybe was a little too cartoonish or whatever, but I liked it. I'll be hosting this panel, so make sure to let them know what you'd like to hear them talk about. Do you have any specific questions for any of the guests? Are there things you've always wanted to know about Halo 5? Now's your chance. Tweet at, not us, but, them. And it oh, man, do I have questions, Will? Do I have questions that'll never be answered in a formal setting? Let me just say that.
I'm sure a lot of people do, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah. What, Austin? What? They're bringing Tim Longo onto a panel at Worlds? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. He will be there. Uh-oh. Like I
Austin's
said, man.
Going to have questions.
I'm telling you right now, I love the idea of this panel taking place, but a lot of people yes, a lot of recent pros have Halo 5 in a bit in they look at it fondly, but oh shit, they are setting themselves up for something fun, and I use fun loosely at Worlds this year.
Tomatoes in the venue.
Oh my god.
Tomatoes.
Oh my god. Holy shit. You know what's funny, Will? We'll talk about the next panel in just a second, but I got to talk about with Halo 5 real quick. So Justin and I went back and we played Warzone Firefight for a hot minute one day. This was weeks ago.
Okay.
And because it kind of been going through that firefight motion of let's see what these other games were and let's see if we look at them with rose tinted glasses or if no, this is good or this is shit. Right. And, I still think Reach's Firefight holds up very well, to be honest with you. But Halo 5's Warzone Firefight, I forgot that you cannot disable screen shake in that game. I fucking forgot. So when you're running and your head's bobbing like that, when you're fucking sprinting, and when you have all that shit disabled in Infinite and you go back and you play a game that it's enabled and you can't disable it, man, is it fucking bad. It's really fucking bad. Holy shit, is it really fucking bad. Like, there's no accessibility option. There's nothing. So, like, I'm sorry, but if you liked Halo 5, that's fine. More power to you. But goddamn, open your eyes. Open your fucking eyes.
You know, I didn't even, playing Halo 5, I probably didn't even notice it. But now that I'm able to take it off in Infinite, going back, it's probably really noticeable.
Yeah, it really was. It really, really fucking was. Yeah, Tyler, like the head bobbing when you're running, like when you're sprinting in the game and like you have that like little bob that's going on as you're running, like you're Spartan bobbing. It actually feels good to go back to on PC. Austin, there's not an official port on PC. Stop it. Stop. God. I'm talking about on the Xbox. The Xbox. Fuck. I will say 60 FPS feels good though. Like it still feels smooth. Don't get me wrong. And yes, at the end of the day, Firefight is still fun. Like I like the rec variants. I like that. I wish you earned recs faster. Like maybe that would make the game obviously go by quicker, but like I wish that you'd be able to earn recs more quickly to have more access to the repertoire available to you from whatever rec cards you had. Because like I literally remember one of the games that we played, it was on, I forget the names of the maps, but it was on the map that had like the beaches and whatnot. And I spawned a tank, like an Oni Scorpion or whatever. And from the time it took me to drive from me spawning in it to where the boss got killed.
Oh no.
Like it's just it's those moments of like I don't even get to use this thing that I heavily invested in or like saved all my shit up for it till the end of the game when it matters, and then it didn't even matter and I just wasted. So like I said, I just wish you could earn things faster. That's all.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Once H5 was amazing after 2017 once they took radar and all the dumb Destiny Titan character moves. The Spartan charge and fucking ground pound.
Dude.
Yeah, I agree though. I agree. What's up, JB? Okay, the other panel here that they have announced. Cannon Fodder Live. Fear not, lore-loving loyalists. Halo World Championship will once again be welcoming you this year to join us at the community stage where you can expect franchise writer Alex Wakeford and senior franchise story lead Jeff Easterling to host one hell of a panel with Cannon Fodder Live. As always, this annual event is slated to feature community guests, detailed discussions, and lore-laden levity amidst a fiction-focused foray into the latest Halo adventures. Over the coming months, we'll reveal more and more panels and experiences coming to the community stage. We've got some good stuff cooking. Side note, Jeff helped me with all those alliterations. Well, congratulations, because it was a lot. Your questions. There is much talk, and I have listened through Rock and Metal and Twitter. Arter stated, how about a LAN speedrun Forge contest? Arter, we've actually wanted to do this for the last couple of years, but we felt like there weren't... oh my God, there's a typo in this goddamn article. Okay. But we felt like we weren't in a position to do it right. The right format, the right time allotted, the right meaning behind it all. Let's talk about it. Maybe there's a way we can make this work this year, even if it's something super small. And then Creed Design said, will there be potential of something similar to an artist alley for community artists to sell prints, stickers, etc.? Stickers?
Stickers, Josh.
This is another thing we'll be talking about and want to experiment with. Any thoughts on how we should approach this? How should we select which artists that get to sell their work? There's so many amazing artists, but to start, we'll probably only allow a small group. Keep the conversation going. We want to explore this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say this right here, right now. If there is an artist alley, which there absolutely should be, if there is an artist alley, and we are not invited to participate in said artist alley, we're going to have stickers no matter fucking what. So you come find us and you don't even need to buy them. We'll have them for free. So you come find us, get your stickers, have a little chat. It'll be great. It'll be great. Dragger says, is it HaloCon or is it HCS World Championship? It's actually both. It's actually both, Dragger. What's up, Skiduff? And that's not a joke either. Like it's genuinely like they've said for the past 3 years that Halo World Championship is supposed to be more of a Halo Fest. So again, it's not a joke. Like that is the full intention behind HWC, is to get more of a broader audience attending, where at the end of the day, at the forefront is the competition, is the best teams in the world competing for $1 million prize pool. That still is there. That's the go-to. That is what people are mainly buying the tickets for. But one of the things that we've talked about year over year, Will, is the additional things to do as a spectator. Like those things that you can do outside of just watching the competition take place. And so I love the idea of broadening the horizon and bringing in more folks to enjoy. And yeah. Another thing that I saw as well online is discussions around a potential for like a speed running, not just like Forge competition, but speed running Halo titles as well. And if anybody's a fan out there of Games Done Quick, where we get the rare Halo run every now and again, I think it'd be fucking amazing. Kelly K. Matify has talked about how I think he wants to run the Silent Cartographer. Like he wants to plan and prep and get that completed before SLC because he wants to try to showcase it, which is fucking awesome. So if we could potentially do something like that for Worlds, I know Eli chimed in on that a couple times as well. Yeah, I think having a speed running type deal would be really fucking cool. And frankly, like if we can get people to do, if we can get multiple runners of the same game, maybe we could do like a little relay race. Like a speed running relay race. That'd be pretty fucking sick too. That's fine, but why is a guy that told me before I worked there hated comp getting a panel at Worlds? Oh no, Austin throwing shade right now. Austin, are you obviously like you're going to be at Worlds, right? Like you're going to be at Worlds, right? Can you just like be in the front row of that panel? Probably not. Bullshit. Have Envy fucking buy your tickets. Like what the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? Or better yet, no, Austin. No. You do want to go because I'm going to go out on an assumption here. And again, this is an assumption. I don't know. I'm going to go out on an assumption here and say that one of the things that they have not announced yet is that there's going to be a partnership with Gamers Outreach. And your motherfucking ass better be there. All right? I'm telling you, it all makes sense up here. It all makes sense up here. You thought about that? I'm fucking telling you. Now, okay, so Austin, let's put 2 and 2 together here. You work the event for Gamers Outreach, doing a great thing for the kids. Love it. That panel is about to start. And you talk to the guys at Gamers Outreach could be like, you know what, guys? I eat shit and breathe Halo 5. I got to fucking be there. I got to be there for this panel. And there you are, sitting front row. You just look in Tom's eyes. You just look at Tom's eyes from across the way there. Oh, you never met. Oh, okay, that's fine. You never met Spart. But no, you just look at him from across the stage. Be like, I remember. What's up, Shurs? Welcome back. All right. Hey, Will, guess what?
What?
That's it for the competitive news.
All right.
It's time for Rostermania.
All right. Get ready, folks. But not really. We're going to talk about what has been officially been announced in Rostermania. When we get to the topic section of the show, that's when we'll get into the nitty gritty, but not really. You'll see. So first off, Barcode's future. Unfortunately, it seems for the time being that the things I was hoping for to happen have fallen through. Common occurrence past whole season. Appreciate the support, but might be time to hang it up and do something else. So unfortunately, seeing Barcode step away, thought he deserved a chance. Still remember seeing him on that main stage for the show match, just having a blast and loved that energy. Sad to see him go.
Well, if he's officially done.
If he's officially done.
Yeah. If he's officially done.
Next up, Breaking Shot has announced he's a free agent. So another one's out there. And then, funny enough, Z10 player announced by a different org.
This is fucking
DH3
stupid.
put this out there before Z10 even did. But it's Bastos to Z10, and the tweet states, after several years of fighting alongside us, the time has come for Bastos to make a new start. Thank you, Bastos, for everything you have done for us. We wish you good luck for the future at Z10.
Oh, Radnade, no thank you. No thank you.
So yeah, I laughed so hard when I was like, Z10 didn't even get to make their own announcement. Like that BH3 just snuck in and was like, here you go. It's out there.
See, now if only somebody would just like be fed up with FaZe taking forever to announce when their event is, and then somebody just goes fucking rogue and announces it on their behalf. Like that's what we need. That's the type of intel that we need.
That's like, if freaking TSM just comes in and was like, oh, hey, everyone.
Can't wait to see you at such and such.
Yeah, can't wait to see you at this and this convention center in this city on this date and time. Oh, my God. It would be incredible.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Because we freaking need the dates, man.
Yeah. It'd be so fucking funny if something like that were to happen. Oh, my God. Or like maybe they don't have the schedules aligned. So like they tweet out first before FaZe even has the opportunity to due to scheduling. Like, it'd be the funniest fucking thing. Oh man. If one of the orgs do that, I'll immediately buy a jersey. All right, partnered organizations. Or maybe not even partnered organizations.
Yeah, any organization that wants their jersey to be bought.
Sandman, I'm on it.
Yes, let's go.
Oh wait, Michael's on it too.
Michael too.
Guys, keep your eyes peeled on Twitter. We might have an announcement happen later tonight. Not meant to bait. It might happen. If you see a brand new Twitter account open up with fucking no followers, they were made today, and they just somehow, some way tweet out the exact date, location of the FaZe event. Oh shit. Oh my God. That'd be funny. But yeah, I guess early congratulations to Bastos. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Z10.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now the question becomes who's moving off of Z10, right?
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see. And that's it for Rostermania currently.
Correct. Currently. Let me just log on to my burner. You know what's funny is that like the fact that KD got off a burner and now he's just on his main account. Kevin Durant, by the way, for those who don't know what I'm talking about. Like there was always that talk in the NBA like of how he'd always use a burner to clap back at fans who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now he just does it on main. It was like, fucking get it, KD. All right. With that, it's time for your upcoming tournaments of the week. Presented by noobcomedy.com. Check out noobcomedy.com for all your Halo esports needs. Tuesday, June 3rd is the HRL Recreational FFA. On Wednesday, June 4th is the Halo Rec League Mixed Division. And on Thursday, June 5th is the Halo Rec League Pre-Made Division. On Saturday, June 7th, we have the Snipe Trinity 2.0 3v3 numbers. And then we have the Sinner and Hydra Network Hot Girls Summer 4v4 Draft Tournament also taking place. Queso says he'll be casting one of those days for HRL. Love that. Love that. Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, June 8th, we have the NA HCS Open Series Road to SLC number 1. And then on Sunday, June 8th, we have the same thing, but for EU, Mexico, and Australia, New Zealand as well. The Open Series is back. And now with the points being degraded, we'll have to wait and see with these newer rosters that are being formed and teams needing to get points again. This weekend should be fun, Will.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see who's going to sign up. We might see some pickup squads get together just for points until everything official comes through. But yeah, competition should be good. We'll see who's playing for second, as the title states.
Indeed. Speaking of teams, pickup team trying to win some money here. That's it for upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcom.com. Check out noobcom.com for all your Halo esports needs. Scrim Tournament League recaps, Will. What do we got?
We have just one, which was the C9 and Halo Infinite 5K Open Domination Tournament results. In fourth place was a team we see pop up all the time, Reversal Perfy, Common Huss, Breaking Shot, and Haynes coming together. In third place was Cloud9 themselves, Boobadooboo, Lethal Sab, and Septify. Second went to Envy, Descendant, Precision, Piggy, and Yaxon. And first went to Team Soul Snipe, which was Soul Snipe, Druck, Renegade, and Legend.
There you go.
And that's it for your Scrim Tournament League recaps, Josh.
Yaxon, it's time for our topic. I'm telling you, every single time I see his name, that's literally the only thing I can think of.
Your little John comes out.
Yeah. Yaxon. What? Okay. Jesus Christ. Can Legend stop winning? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
Is Omit still looking to make a team? I would assume so, Tetsuo. I would assume so. That's the only way to say Yaxon. That's right. I'm telling you. Okay. The topic of the show. Miller time. Is it Miller time? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. Says finally get to watch live. Fuck yeah, welcome. Did you crack open an ice cold Miller right now? Is you living that Miller high life right now? Is that what you're doing? How fucking perfect would that be, Will? How much you want to bet, Will? Bush.
What? You got to change your name.
He does.
What are you doing?
He does. Sidebar, Miller's terrible. Thanks, Jersey. And see, here's the thing that irritates me, Miller time. You ruined it. Like, you ruined it for yourself, because in my mind, I was just envisioning you, and this is my dumbass. I was just envisioning you getting home from work, bust open the fridge in the garage, because it has to be the garage fridge. It's not going to be in the main fridge. It's got to be the garage fridge. You bust open that garage fridge, and you just bask in all the Miller High Life glory.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. You grab one, you pop it open, and all you fucking do as you're entering your house, it's Miller time! Up to every time, man. Every time after work, that's what he's doing. I'm guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Cracks it open, sits in the lazy boy, you know?
Absolutely.
Yep.
But now you're cracking open Bush.
Miller Time says I'll show myself out. Oh no.
The funny part is, Miller Time, this is what you get for being here for the live show, is that you get called out for your name.
Way to go, Josh.
I'm so sorry. I'm not though, but I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Now you can, like, Miller, this is, if anything, like, you should feel more included. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, this should make you feel more welcome for being here. You got your own, like, 2-minute rant. Like, congratulations. Look at you. Now, if I see you at an event and you're not holding a Miller High Life in your hand, I'm going to be really fucking mad. Like, I'm going to be really mad. Because I am going to look at you and I'm going to look and say, it's Miller time. All right, the joke's dead. I get it. The topic. The audio listeners are going to listen to this and be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, oh, don't worry about it. Miller Time just showed up. Thank you, Miller Time. Appreciate you. Ronan, an hour and a half and we're just now getting to the topic. An hour and a half and you're just getting here?
Hi, Ronan.
Oh, you beat him to it.
Hey.
Oh my God, you beat him to it. Get fucked, Ronan. God damn. All right. So for the topic.
Run some ads.
No, sure. No. Okay. We're not. No. Yeah, I made the joke earlier, but we're not here to milk. Just going to throw that out there. But another thing too is we're not here to discuss drama either. So I talked about this at the very beginning of the show, and I'll say it right here as well. At the end of the day, I don't give an absolute fuck of the drama that is taking place throughout the league. If you are interested in that, there is plenty of outlets to go find that, and I encourage you to go find those. But that's not, no, it doesn't, at the end of the day, that shit doesn't matter. So no, we're not going to be discussing any of the drama that has taken place amongst the teams, amongst the players, whatever it may be. Don't care. Instead, we're going to do something we don't normally do. And Will, you and I, it's a little teaser for the Patreon folks out there. We did discuss these, during the Off the Rails episode that just released yesterday, as a matter of fact. But we don't typically like to talk about teams before they're finalized, like before they're officially announced. Okay. Now that could be for a multitude of reasons, but one of the main reasons is because nothing is set in stone until contracts are signed. Until pen has been put to paper, nothing is finalized. Nothing is official. So just because we could be talking about a potential roster right now doesn't mean that a week from now, a day from now, that potential roster would stay the same. Okay? I mean, literally, Will, today, as a matter of fact, not for the two teams we're going to be talking about, but like for a different team, quote unquote news was released in the morning. And then the afternoon, quote unquote, news came out that completely contradicted what was said in the morning.
Right.
This is why we don't talk about these things. Things can change at the snap of fingers. Okay? My stickers got squished in my pocket on Sunday night. We'll have more for you. But something that we are going to do today and something that we don't normally do is we will discuss two potential rosters. And I put the potential on there because, again, they're not finalized. And yes, they are FaZe and SSG. So the potential FaZe roster that we have currently would be Trippy, Penguin, Lucid, and Snakebite. And then the potential SSG roster would be Stellar, Eco, Suppressed, and Falcated. So while this might not necessarily be the case where it's just a 2-player trade amongst organizations, well, 4 players in this regard, but you know what I'm talking about, 2 per team. Because we don't know how the contracts are going to work out, if this even happens, if this works out, whatever it may be. But for the sake of continuity, Will, I may use the phrase trade, okay, throughout our conversation.
Sure.
But just understand, for the listeners at home, for those watching live, I don't mean that, the organization's talked and they're just trading the 4 players. Like, that's it. Like, because we don't know. Okay. So with that in mind, Will, FaZe and SSG, we have what their potential rosters may be. Right off the rip here, what are your thoughts going into this as we lead up for the Open Series literally this weekend?
Oh, well, let's look at that FaZe roster. Trippy, Penguin, Lucid, and Snakebite coming together. You have basically Optic Gaming subbing Snakebite for Formal from last year. Right?
Yes.
On the SSG roster, you have Stellar, Eco, and Suppressed and Falcated. I'm in the mindset that I think both teams might get a little better from this.
Mm-hmm.
I think FaZe benefits better than SSG. And
thoughts as to why?
Do I want to throw? I don't want to throw shade.
Then try to explain it without throwing shade.
I think one of the players on SSG is not at that top 4 level. Now, we know they got top 6 at DreamHack, but we could talk about the bracket, lopsided, all that stuff.
Yeah, which is true, by the way, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. But no, from a chemistry standpoint, the SSG roster could work better than what was previously there.
Oh, yes. In that comparison, absolutely.
From an execution standpoint, I think they drop on my list now. I think they're top 6. I don't put them top 4 anymore.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Dragar says, think FaZe is top 3 now? I mean, they're kind of, with SSG faltering the way they did, they were kind of that top 3 team. They were second, but stay there. Yeah, I have them in like top 3 for the rest of the year. I think there's a clear number 1 right now.
Yep.
And we have Shopify and FaZe fighting it out. The thing I'm curious about is how does Snakebite slide into that situation on FaZe with 3 of the Optic members being there, the previous Optic members.
Yep.
And will they be able to get over their, whatever you want to call it, second place struggles from last year where they just couldn't get over beating SSG?
Yep.
Is it going to be the same thing where they're just stuck in second or third, not being able to get past that final team on Sunday? I really do think the thing that always I keep in mind about this FaZe roster, right? Yep. With Lucid coming back, is Trippy made a comment after Arlington that he's finally able to do what he wants to do on the map and isn't locked in, right? Like, so I think, was it Blaze that said, we saw you pop off with the sniper? And he's like, I finally get to do things. Like, I hope that, we don't know where that came from on that Optic team, but hopefully he continues to be able to play at the level he's playing. And adding Lucid and Snakebite Bat just adds to that. Your thoughts, Josh?
Okay. I think the title of this week's episode kind of solidifies my overall thoughts, right? And let me explain what I'm getting at here. Yeah. I do believe, as of right now, and part of me wanted to think differently. Part of me wanted to believe that, and I'm not saying that it can't happen. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but part of me wants to believe that one of these other teams are going to be able to beat Optic in a grand final. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. Not saying it can't happen. I just don't see it happening. Optic went back to back doing something we've only ever seen one team do ever. Going from losers round 1 to win the entire event. And they did it in back-to-back events. That means that Bound and Legend have done it 3 times, and they're the only 2 players who have done it all 3 times ever. To go from losers... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no.
I was just thinking, like, is that team going to get too confident, though? That they fall again to losers, and then they slip up once and they're gone.
That's why I'm saying that I'm not saying it can't happen. I just don't see it happening in terms of a team beating them.
Sure.
So getting back to that, right, is like they made the unbelievably, like, the most challenging run twice in a row. they haven't even made it through winners yet. Like, I've said this during the DreamHack post show. I'll say it till something happens, like something otherwise happens. The fact that we've seen back-to-back times where them coming from losers, the team in the grand finals can't beat them. Even with the best of 7 advantage, they can't beat them. I can only imagine what Optic are going to be like on the winner's side, having that best of 7 advantage. Because frankly, I don't see any team beating them then either. Because then you have to beat them. Then you have to take them to that second series. And even if that does happen, I don't think the other team's going to win anyway. I think Optic are too good. I think at the end of the day, Optic is what SSG were last year in terms of they're going to win. Like they were built to, and they very well could win everything this year. That's why the title of this week's episode is Fighting for Second. Because with these potential roster changes taking place, I do think that it's going to be FaZe, SSG, and Shopify. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I couldn't fucking remember for a second there. FaZe, SSG, and Shopify are going to be the ones consistently fighting for second. And the only way I can see you potentially beating Optic is if you catch them off guard, and you catch them off guard on a Saturday. Because if you don't, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. Like, you could see, I look at Renegade each time. Like, Renegade is, in my opinion, Renegade is the MVP of the league right now, and it's his title to lose throughout the rest of the year. And you look at him after these two events have taken place, and they're talking to APG, they're talking to Maniac, they're talking to the hosts of the event, whatever it may be. And like Renegade, like, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Like, he doesn't want to do the losers round 1 to the end of the tournament, knowing full well that they can. And so I just think they're better than everyone. I do. And I know that, like, it's easy to say because we're 2 events in and they won both, but the way that they won both of them, and the fact that with the rosters, the way that they were currently formed for DreamHack, the fact that Optic had to go through all of them. They had to go through all the other top teams to win that event. So, Will, I do believe that both FaZe and Space Station, if these potential rosters are finalized, I believe both of them did get better. And I know the jokes because, Will, I don't know if you've seen the stuff with like what Snakebite was talking about and Lucid were talking about with, like, did you see Snakebite's stream title?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Learning to play fast.
Yeah. Need to play fast, all that fun stuff. Right. But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from, but I'm going to stand on what I've always said. You do have teams that are simply faster than others in this league. And one of the things that I consistently look back to was CLG Optic Talk Sentinels, right? In Halo 5. They were the most dominant team, one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen. And then out of the blue come the Splice team that they play 2s against each other to practice. They're fucking kids on this team. This team comes out of nowhere and just adds a level of speed and ferocity, the likes of which we had yet to ever see in Halo 5. And that was years after it released. So the fact it was still possible to see different layers of gameplay being shown at the highest level. So yes, I do believe that there are, like, some teams, some players are, like, they play faster than others.
I want to take a moment to try to clarify what you mean by fast.
Sure.
In my opinion, what I think it means, like, they're getting 4 dead faster or staggered spawns faster. They're pressuring spawns faster. They're getting to their setups faster.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, it's not just simply moving fast and around the map and all that. They're executing on such a high level and pressuring these teams that no one's touching it, right?
Exactly. Thank you for clarifying that. That's exactly it. So the point I'm getting at here is I'm looking at 2 different scenarios for this potential phase in SSG rosters. Where I think that phase, I look at phase as a chemistry standpoint, and I look at SSG as a force standpoint, if that makes sense. That, for lack of a better term, Will, that's speed. And again, Will, like you had said, not to bash anyone or do anything like that. But my concern about phase, you had a concern about SSG. My concern about phase is if things don't go well, where the mental's at. And that strictly has to do with one player. So I'm curious what happens there.
Do you think the pressure of not being on Optic will help that mental?
It very well could.
And the fact that they are fighting, like, right now, FaZe isn't expecting to win events, right? It's Optic.
Yeah.
I think that drive to fight upwards instead of and get better will help that mental versus over the, oh shit, we need to be the number one.
Mm-hmm. Shred says, I think not having formal changes that team dynamic a lot, but that's the question, right? Does it change it? We're all speculating here, and I fucking hate speculating. This just feels weird talking about. Like, does it change the dynamic in a better way or in a worse way? Bound and Legend didn't have formal last year and it worked fine. That is very true too.
Mm-hmm.
So from a chemistry standpoint, clearly, like, with Lucid potentially going back to Penguin and Trippy, that should be a seamless fit, right? Should be a seamless fit.
Yeah.
And then with Snakebite potentially coming into the fray as well, I think that personalities would mesh well. Like, I do. I personally think personalities would mesh well.
I think that would be great too. Like, you look at Royal 2 and Frosty on Shopify, and all of a sudden those guys are like laughing and having fun and enjoying the game again.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're placing second. They're kind of slotted as my second place team if they're not
Me too.
bracket screwed.
Me too.
Like, maybe that can happen with this new phase roster. They get back to having fun and just enjoying the game, and that elevates their play.
It's exactly why I think that those are the 3 teams that are fighting for second. I think you could slot any one of them in at any given time for that second place. The problem is that only one team can have second, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I could definitely see that as well. Well, I like that take. And then from the, and again, kind of that same standpoint from an SSG point of view as well, is like, I'm curious how that dynamic is going to work out. Not saying it won't. I'm curious how it will, like having the two younger players on the team. I know Falcated's been around for a while now, but, having a kind of a Shopify situation here, right? You have your two veteran world champions across multiple titles, alongside two players who hit that grand final, have not won. I'm curious. I'm optimistic to see that their drive, and hopefully they want it more. And then I know we're not going to talk about the drama specifically, but like one of the whole conversations, right, Will, is when those two teams meet up, or if those two teams meet up, is it going to be fireworks? Like what's that matchup going to look like because of the potential bad blood between the players and so on and so forth?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I said earlier, like, I said SSG gets better from a like chemistry standpoint, but I think they're going to be easier to beat.
Wow. Stellar's listening right now. He's going to fucking shut you up.
Okay, good.
I tell you what.
I mean, if you can look over, suppress scamming all the time, then do it, Stellar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Will's getting feisty. So yeah, I'm curious. I still think it's Optic above all right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think Optic is a clear step. Like obviously these teams are making changes because they want to beat them. Like that's kind of the whole point, right? And obviously the SSG chemistry never worked. Like it never worked. The plan failed. And then clearly there was shit going on the FaZe side of things as well. So, Will, it's kind of like what we talk about in traditional sports as well, right? Is where you have a player who may not feel like the right fit for that team, and they come over and they get a new experience, a fresh outlook, like a Sam Darnold on the Vikings, like a Baker Mayfield in Tampa, right?
Sure.
My original team, it didn't work out for various reasons. Either they weren't good or like the organization failed them, whatever it may be. They get a fresh start. They get a fresh outlook. They get new fans, new team, new experiences. Again, like you and like Chad have said, maybe a little bit of that pressure off the shoulders and just get to go from there, right? Fresh start. And so with the discussions of the players between these organizations, between these teams, maybe this is a nice fresh start for Suppress. Maybe this is a nice fresh start for Lucid and Snakebite. Like just, yeah, being able to have those opportunities, and maybe this will just allow these players to thrive even more. And we have even like stiffer competition.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. New change of scenery could help anybody out, right?
Absolutely. Ronan, I fucking hope not. All right. Will, anything else you want to discuss with those two rosters, or those two potential rosters specifically?
No, just keeping my eyes on the open to see if they sign up together.
That's another big question, right? Is will these because the points, like we made the joke for years, right? But like at the end of the day, the points matter. Like these points genuinely,
much more than years before.
Exactly. And now even more so because of the fucking drop off that happened after DreamHack. So these teams and these players are going to need to be getting these points, because like the big thing to keep in mind here, and I said this last week, Will, and I think it bears repeating for those that may have missed it. The top four teams from DreamHack automatically qualify for pool play at SLC. But one of those
have roster changes.
One of those top 4 teams was FaZe. And they're potentially making a roster change that is half of their roster. And so, Will, I posed this question before. And I'm kind of doing it again. If Ash was here, he'd probably have the rule right away. But does the 3/4 roster rule still apply for those that qualified? Because if it did, and these roster changes go into effect, then I believe, according to the rules, that FaZe would have forfeited that pool play spot.
No, they might auto qualify because of points.
Right, but it'd be a different seed.
Right, so it'll be a different seed.
Which could fuck up the pools and fuck up the bracket.
Right. We could have FaZe and Optics pool right away or something like that.
That is really what I'm curious about, because if the 3/4 rule for the roster still apply, then FaZe and this FaZe change goes into effect, then they would legitimately lose that second seed going into SLC. They'd lose it straight up. So I'm very, very curious how that's going to end. Do we have because I don't see it. I don't envision it, in front of me. So I don't know, but I'm curious based off how the open series go, how Rostermania finishes, and based off how the qualifiers go. Is there a possibility where we have 2 of the quote unquote top 4 teams or top 3 teams or whatever it is in the same pool?
Yeah, I think the possibility is high.
So that's already fucked. That's genuinely just immediately fucked from the get-go. God, just want one normal event. Just want one normal one. Where we can get on the pre-show and be like, this team is winning this pool, this team's winning this pool, this one, it's fucking, there you go. Easy
Year 4 is not for that, man.
No, I know. And frankly, it's a good thing that the competition's as close as this. But
yes.
Shit. All right. Briefly, Will, because again, nothing has been finalized yet, but something that we did kind of hint at weeks ago is that we wouldn't be surprised if any of the other teams in that quote unquote top 8 discussion are going to be making changes as well. And lo and behold, yeah, they basically all are. So, Will, again, because nothing's solidified yet, is there anything that you're kind of, I don't know, anything you're looking forward to, anything that's kind of catching your eye, anything like that? Because again, we don't normally talk about this stuff, so I guess This is the opportunity.
At the same time, I kind of don't want to talk about it yet because there is so much that can happen with this Rostermania.
Yeah.
That I feel like if I start going, this player is rumored to go here, be dropped or whatever, I could talk about it, but it might be all for naught. Like
what literally happened today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a wait and see game for me, man. That's all I'm doing right now. See where everybody lands, then really analyze and think about how this is going to go.
It's like we have an emote for that,
We do have an emote for that.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
It's like we have an emote for that. We'll have to wait and see. Because, yeah, again, sorry, folks. If anybody wanted leaked information or anything like that, that's not what we do here. We're not really into the whole speculation game because, like we've said it week in, week out, year in, year out, that rosters can change at the flip of a coin. You just don't know until things are finalized. Okay, so if you guys want to speculate, feel free. Just keep things respectful, obviously. But at the end of the day, nothing's confirmed until pen comes to paper. So there you go. Michael, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Win a Husky raid game first, okay? Just do that first. All right. But yeah, I think, Will, like you said, I think this weekend's going to be kind of telling to see if maybe some of these things are finalized, or is it just going to be a lot more pickup teams heading into it because at the end of the day, right? Points are distributed for the player. They're not for the team. So we could see a lot of pickup teams this weekend. And if these pickup teams are placing well, they're getting a lot of points. Those transfer to the player themselves, not to the team. So there's that. And that's also the end of our topic, which means it's time for some regular news. Halo Infinite update by Halo Support. The minimum number of players needed to start a match-made session of BTB has been lowered from 12 to 9 players per team. This change may result in shorter search times in this playlist. Obituary in Big Team Battle has been updated to reduce issues related to sandbox item and player spawning. The regen field is no longer available on Flood Gulch. This change was made in order to reduce the lifespan of vehicles on the map. Why don't you just take away some of the vehicles on the map? Gyre has been re-added to Squad Battle. This map features the following modes: CTF, 3 captures, Neutral Bomb, and Slayer. Due to a bug, Neutral Flag CTF is no longer available on Vagabond in Quick Play. And Disciple, a Husky raid map in Quick Play, has been updated to reduce instances of frame rate drops. Huh. Maybe they should do the same thing to Origin on Xbox consoles. And then finally, Cannon Fodder Anthology Assemble. I'm not going to read it, but you can if you want to. There's actually, genuinely, there's a lot of really cool information in that article. Please do so, especially if you're a lore nerd. And I use the word nerd in a nice manner. Like, we're all fucking nerds. We all fucking like this video game. Okay. If you like the competitive scene, you're like, I'm not a fucking nerd. Shut the fuck up, you moron. You are. Okay. So go read that if you're interested. That's it for the regular news. Got games. Nope. It's time for Will's Adventures in the Haloverse. Games too. Actually, you know what? For Counter Games Watch, that Puckett tweet was still fucking stupid. All right, Will, what'd you play?
Agreed.
What'd you play over the last week?
Of course, played some Halo Infinite. Got my challenges done. Yay. Did some IRL games, which I added in here. Went to a place called Pins Mechanical on, I believe it was Friday. Yeah, Friday night. It's got old school bowling with like the tiny bowling balls. You roll 3 instead of 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It was freaking awesome. They had did bowling, played Connect 4, like giant Connect 4. And they had another game, which was like, I forget the name of the game, but there's a board on the wall with different numbers and hooks, and you have to throw like rubber rings to, it's called hooky. Thanks, Ashley. And the object is to get 69 without going over. If you go over, then you lose those points. And Josh is reading something.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So yeah, played that. And then Saturday night, I actually went out to a place called, I put it in here, I probably shouldn't dox myself because it's local. But went to a karaoke bar, and Josh, I actually freaking sang karaoke for the first time in a bar of fucking strangers and yeah.
Well, okay. What was the song or songs?
I did Garth Brooks. What was the first one I did? Colin Baton Rouge. I did Zac Brown Band, Toes. Exclamation point, toe notes. And then I did
I fucking thought
another Garth Brooks song, the river.
Okay.
But yeah, played Connect 4 at that bar as well, and some pool. Got my ass kicked in both.
I respect that.
It is what it is. But yeah, that's it. What about you, sir?
I only played Infinite for a little bit. I played some 8s, I think. Right? Yeah. This is what
Didn't
happens.
we have this discussion last week?
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did. See, John said, yeah, I did. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's it.
You're back.
Okay. We'll be back in a sec. How we doing, chat? The Spreadsheets channel never tells a lie. See, that's the thing is like I've been so like things are so fucking busy here that I legitimately forget. Like I forget when I play games, what games I play, all that shit. I don't remember. Beth says not good. I'm in a game on turf. Oh, that's your problem right there. Quit that shit. Quit that shit. Just get out of there. You know what I mean? I got Jen Taylor and Steve Downs autograph this Saturday at Fan Expo in Dallas. Got my Outpost Discovery VIP Funko signed. Hell yes, Smiley. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. They're good people too. They're super sweet. They are super, super sweet. If you guys want to hear a really funny story about Keith David, go listen to World's 2024 post show. Or was it 23? Whichever one he was at. If you want to hear a really funny story about Keith David, go listen or watch that post show. Because that shit was fucking hilarious. It was World's 23? Okay, perfect. Yeah. If anybody wants to hear a phenomenal, funny story about Keith David, go listen or watch the World's 2023 post show. Please. It's a gem. All right. Yeah, well, I only played Infinite. That's all I can't even remember properly, so that's it for me.
All right.
Which means let's get into some shout outs. Happy belated birthday to Oni Archive, Lens of Jared, Jesse Sayo, and Royal 2. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s. We will, like, there were a couple nights there that there were 2 full lobbies being run.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's fucking bonkers. So, good job to everybody participating in those. Hopefully, the vibes are still good. And, yeah, thank you all for joining up in the 8s. Shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. That includes Olthan, Bleed, thank you both for the follow. Thonky with the 19-month resub. Ashley with the 26-month resub. Dip with the continued sub. Thank you so much. Tyler with the 7-month resub. Billiets with the follow. That fine guy with 9-month resub. Khaleesi, Grentsmind, Leak. Thank you all for the follows. Smiley with the gifted sub. And Militant, thank you for the follow as well. You all get a woo! Thank you so much. And then shout out to everyone who's a patron at the semi-pro and higher tiers. I said it before, just briefly earlier, but Off the Rails is live for April and May. So go check that out. If you want to hear us talk more about the supposed rosters, there's a little bit of discussion in there too. So go listen to that. And then Pro Talk Plays will release tonight. Okay. It'll release tonight. I promise. I'm sorry for the delay, but it'll release tonight. I promise. Then shout out to everyone who is a patron of the semi-pro and higher tiers. That includes Blackout, Dio, Pancakes, Ashley, Voodoo Man, Roster Monkey Jr., Snaggle, Raider, Hater, Peanut, Butt, One Small, Daddy Phantom, Riz, Czar, High Tech, Redneck, Goalie, Cyber, Heavy Rainfall, and our board. Thank you so much for the extra support over on the Patreon. Almost said Pastreon. Now I want pastries, Will. Could go for a fucking donut, you know? Oh,
Donut sounds good.
Yeah, right? Like, I really fucking want a donut now.
Oh,
shit. Well, oh.
Josh.
Oh.
There's a place down here in Texas called Tiff's Treats. And the cookies give me slight, like, remembrance of the high school cookies.
No way.
They're delicious. They're so fucking good. They're bigger, but still got that, like, gooey center.
Oh shit. Those, like, I know this is crazy to say because, like, I've had a lot of cookies in my life, and there's a lot of places that I haven't had a cookie from, right? There's lots of phenomenal cookies out there. But Will, those that we got in fucking high school, like, are in my top 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
They may be fighting for my first place spot. Like, they're that good. So when you say you had a cookie that gives you that resemblance of it, oh, fuck me, dude. Oh, shit. Okay, next time I'm down there.
It's, yeah, I was gonna say it's I think local to this area, so you gotta come down for them.
Fuck. All right. You got it. Infinite, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. Maybe we'll grab a box for SLC. Please do, Ashley. But will they
travel well?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing.
Yeah. Because you can always reheat. That's fine, you know, but will it be the same? You know what I mean? Miller, hope you guys have a great night. I'll have to Miller in hand for the next show. Hell yeah. Miller time. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for joining up for a live show. Hope you enjoyed the shenanigans, and thank you for adding to them. Okay. Community creations. Halo memes every day. Reddit.com/r/Halo memes. Go check them out. Back-to-back champions. The Drop Pod episode 9 is out right now. Go check that out if you want to get the guy's thoughts after DreamHack. And then speaking of DreamHack, the DreamHack Dallas photo albums, I put them in last week's show notes. I put them in this week's show notes as well, just so they're not missed. Blame the Meg, Zeno, and the HCS official photo album by David Sandman and Just Snipes. Go check out the pictures. Go see if your picture was taken. And yeah, go show your love and appreciation for those that took the photos because they're fucking amazing. The people and the photos. There you go. Will, that's all I got for this. And so if you would do me a favor and plug the show.
As always, you can find us on Patreon. As Josh said, content's coming out or is out or coming out tonight.
Coming out tonight.
So yes.
Coming out tonight. I promise.
Go check that out if you want to support us a little further. As always, find us on your favorite podcast services. Search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and others like Josh's favorite.
Pocket Cast. Still not an ad, but still a pretty kick-ass app.
Yeah. Find all the links you need on Linktree/HCS Pro Talk. It'll send you to everywhere we are. And then go check us out on the Podcast Evolved website, haloevolved.co. Your home for Halo. And make sure to check out their shows such as Podcast Evolved, Mission Debrief, Book Club, Build With Blocks, Halo Headlines, and Halo Gear Guide. That's all I got, Josh.
I was gearing up for it.
Oh.
Damn it. No, it's okay. I respect it. I was not there in time. That is fine. All right. Fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 392 of HCS Pro Talk. Thank you all for being here. To all the new folks that joined up, thank you as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you didn't, that's fine too. I understand. We'll be back next week to talk about the beginning of the Open Series for SLC. We'll talk about what we see with the teams that have formed, whether or not they're looking to be the ones that will be solidified for the next split here, or if they're going to be pickup teams that are just trying to get some points. We'll have to wait and see. But hey, you guys will be there with us to find out. We'll be back next week. But until then, bye-bye.